The wind sweeps across the open plains of the late Jurassic. The air smells of damp ferns and ancient rain. In the distance, the rhythmic pounding of footsteps echoes like distant thunder. A shadow stretches across the horizon, long, impossibly long, and then the giant itself appears, neck rising like a tower over the trees. This is Barosaurus lentus, the heavy lizard, a dinosaur so vast and graceful that it seems to defy the limits of nature. The name Barosaurus comes from the Greek baros, heavy, and sauros, lizard. It was first described in 1890 by the American paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh, based on fossils found in the Morrison Formation of South Dakota. Although related to Diplodocus, Barosaurus was even longer, an extraordinary example of the Jurassic's grand architecture of life. Barosaurus lived approximately 155 to 148 million years ago, during the late Jurassic period, in what is now North America and parts of Africa. It was a member of the Diplodocidae family, the group of long-necked, whip-tailed sauropods that dominated the Jurassic landscape. Estimates suggest Barosaurus could reach up to 27 meters, 89 feet, in length nearly the length of 3 school buses and weigh around 40 tons. But what truly set it apart was its neck, which stretched an astonishing 9 meters, 30 feet or more, making it one of the longest necks of any known animal in Earth's history. Despite its immense size, Barosaurus was built with extraordinary efficiency. Its bones were hollow and filled with air sacs, reducing weight while maintaining strength. Its neck posture has long fascinated scientists. Some reconstructions show it held almost horizontally, sweeping through the canopy to graze vast areas of vegetation without moving its body. Others suggest that it could raise its neck nearly vertically, towering over 15 meters, 50 feet into the air, allowing it to reach treetops untouched by other herbivores. If true, this would have made Barosaurus the tallest land animal of all time. Its head was small and elegant, with peg-like teeth perfect for stripping leaves from branches. It didn't chew. Instead, it swallowed vegetation whole, relying on its immense stomach and digestive stones, gastroles, to grind the food internally. Its long whip-like tail balanced the enormous neck and may have served as a defensive weapon, capable of producing a cracking sound that could deter predators. Despite its massive size, Barosaurus was not a fighter. It was a peaceful giant, moving slowly but steadily across floodplains and fern fields, reshaping the environment with each step. Its sheer size was its protection. Few predators would have dared to challenge such a titan. Life for Barosaurus unfolded on the grandest of scales. Everything about it, its size, its movements, even its feeding habits, shaped the Jurassic ecosystem around it. It lived in vast herds that roamed the open plains and floodplains of the Morrison Formation, moving slowly between regions in search of food and water. Where a herd of barosaurs passed, forests thinned, rivers shifted, and the landscape itself transformed. Their diet consisted primarily of high-growing vegetation, cycads, conifers, and ginkgos, along with lower ferns and horsetails. The incredible reach of its neck gave Barosaurus access to multiple feeding levels without needing to move much. A single individual could clear entire sections of foliage simply by sweeping its head from side to side. This ability gave it an enormous advantage over other sauropods, allowing herds to coexist peacefully without competing directly for the same plants. Scientists believe Barosaurus could consume up to 500 kilograms, 1,100 pounds of vegetation daily. To sustain such a diet, it likely fed constantly, spending up to 18 hours a day eating. It swallowed leaves whole, using its enormous digestive system to ferment the plant matter. Like other sauropods, it may have carried gastroliths, smooth stones in its stomach, to help grind and process its food. Its defenses relied not on aggression, but on sheer mass and coordination. When threatened, the herd's adults could form a protective circle, with young individuals in the center. Their tails, long and whip-like, could lash out with deadly precision. Studies suggest that the tip of a sauropod tail could reach speeds high enough to break the sound barrier, producing a sharp crack that would have startled or injured predators like Allosaurus. Barosaurus's social structure remains a subject of fascination. Some scientists propose that it may have had a matriarchal hierarchy, where older females led the herds during migration. Others suggest a looser nomadic grouping, where individuals came together temporarily at feeding or nesting grounds. Either way, cooperation and movement were central to their survival. Despite their size, Barosaurs were remarkably gentle. Fossilized trackways show that they walked in measured, coordinated steps, their massive footprints forming parallel paths through ancient mud. The steady rhythm of their movements must have echoed for kilometers, a living heartbeat of the Jurassic Earth. Their intelligence, though modest by modern standards, was likely adequate for social coordination and environmental awareness. They could sense danger through low-frequency sounds, vibrations that traveled through the ground, allowing them to respond collectively when predators approached. Barosaurus' existence was a symphony of motion and balance, a creature that combined elegance and enormity in perfect proportion. Like all sauropods, Barosaurus reproduced by laying eggs, probably in large nesting colonies located near rivers or sandy floodplains. The females would dig shallow pits, deposit dozens of eggs at a time, and cover them with vegetation and soil to keep them warm. The eggs were surprisingly small, about the size of grapefruits, a necessity for allowing the embryos to develop quickly in the prehistoric heat. The hatchlings were fragile and vulnerable, no larger than a human baby at birth. But within a few decades, they would grow into giants weighing tens of tons. Growth was rapid, fueled by near-constant feeding. Young Barosaurs likely stayed in groups for protection, guarded by the larger adults of the herd. Few predators would dare attack such a united force. Barosaurus thrived during the late Jurassic, between 155 and 148 million years ago, coexisting with dinosaurs like Diplodocus, Apatosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Allosaurus. Its immense size allowed it to dominate its environment peacefully, towering above all others, both literally and figuratively. The first fossils of Barosaurus were discovered in 1889 by Othniel Charles Marsh in South Dakota, but for decades it remained less famous than its cousin Diplodocus. It wasn't until a spectacular skeleton was unearthed in Utah and later reconstructed at the American Museum of Natural History in New York that Barosaurus finally gained the attention it deserved. The museum's iconic mount shows a mother Barosaurus rearing up on her hind legs to defend her young from an attacking Allosaurus, one of the most breathtaking displays of prehistoric life ever created. In many ways, Barosaurus represents the grace of the giants, a creature of staggering size yet remarkable gentleness. It reminds us that true strength often lies not in domination, but in harmony with one's surroundings. Its massive body and sweeping neck tell the story of an animal that reached for the heavens not out of aggression, but out of survival and perhaps out of quiet majesty. So picture this, the golden light of a Jurassic sunset glinting off the river's surface. A herd of Barosaurs moves slowly across the floodplain, their silhouettes stretching across the horizon. The ground trembles beneath them, yet their movements are calm, rhythmic, almost musical. In every step, they carry the memory of an Earth vast, green, and untamed, a time when giants ruled not by fear, but by peace. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, comment what you like the most, and share it with someone who needs to hear this too.